So yeah, basically this problem just revolves around in like finding a way to reverse the linked list. You can do it however you want. You can do a manipulation of the nodes, figuring out how like the nodes can be manipulated in order to reverse it, or you can use actually data structures to actually do it. And yeah, here's kind of like an example of how it works. You just basically have to reverse it. Have any like questions on like any more context?
Okay, so I'm writing a function to do this. Essentially, it's a function that would manipulate the
Yeah,
linked
yeah,
list.
yeah, like a void function.
Okay. Okay, so I'm writing a function and
You're taking a head pointer, like a node pointer head. Yeah,
and that's all, or and then the
yeah, that would be
list itself, or is it just that?
yeah, that's it. And yeah, like
Okay, and then the list would call you would use the list object to call this one, like this method. Is that the context?
what do you mean, like the list? What do you mean by that?
So if this were like saying like a main function, like in the main function, you would call the reverse function
Yeah,
using the linked list as like the object, and then so okay, then I have a few questions, another question.
yeah.
So so is this like a doubly linked list or like a singly linked list?
It's a singly linked
Singly
list. So
list?
it
Okay.
yeah.
So the
So
nodes only have nexts and not previous.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, it doesn't have to be like when you say like when you're calling it from like a linked list, yeah, I guess. But like let's just like think like you have the node the head. So like if you have the head at 8, just think about it that way, and then you only have that, and then in the main function you're only like calling the reverse and then the head. So
Okay, let me think about this. Oof, this will be interesting. So to reverse it would be.
is all right. So yeah,
I'm thinking.
what are any variables that you want to like, you know,
Right from the start.
yeah. So like if you think about like how you iterate through like the node list, there's usually a next pointer. So maybe like creating like another pointer for that so that you can keep track of it, and then before you and then
Okay, like a temporary little pointer thing. So let me think. So I want to keep. Ooh, this is interesting. This one's fun.
So this doesn't have to be like any complexity. Like I said, yeah. So like, what do you think are some data structures that can help you like reverse this as well? If you think like data structure can be used for this.
Well, I think like a stack would be useful, but
yeah.
So would like making a stack using the entries in the linked list and then kind of going backwards from there.
Yeah, that could be a suitable solution. You would put them all and then you would just pop out each one in reverse, and it could work.
Okay. So then, ooh. Trying to think. Would be so for this you'd be using like the C++ like standard library.
Yeah, you could just use C++ standard library.
I'm trying to figure out how to like. I don't remember how to like
initialize it. Yeah, I think you can just do that. Yeah, I think it's just stack ss and then
it should be like equals new stack.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it there for now. I'll part out, and so then I guess then you need like a
Yeah, trying to insert each one into it.
So first you have to run through it though. So wow. Okay.
Since you're using the head pointer to like iterate, yeah. What would you have to like? What would you set your temp pointer to in order to like help you iterate?
I guess like it would be head.next for starters, or like head next for starters. And then from there, I guess it's while temp doesn't equal null, you can just do
Yeah.
well, you would want the head too. So
Yeah. So
for starters, we'll just do that.
Yeah.
And so then I guess then it would be ideal if you
picking like the next one.
Okay, so then in order to get it into the stack, you do this as push. Assuming that's the name for that. Right. Okay, and then you would say temp equals and temp.
Yeah.
Okay, and so then that would eventually keep going until
you reach the end and it has put every.
Well, actually, I suppose. Sorry, I guess if temp is set to temp next. Wait, I'm trying to like think this through.
Yeah, it should be temp next because you copied the head and then you're just going through each one. So basically, the temp just is a copy of the head. So it works. It works. It should work.
Yeah, that should. Yeah. Okay. Just double check that my while loop wouldn't go crazy on that. But okay, so then Oh wait. I'm trying to think.
What are you like? What are you thinking right now? Like pushing it back, like.
Yeah, so you'd pop them out now, right? Because then they would come out backwards.
So yeah, like you said, you have that temporary node. So even though like you used it up and you're now at like the tail, you could just reset it and like temp you go to head and then you have it again. And then you could or you can make like a new node and then just like if you make a new node, you could start there and then just like you could start by like pushing it and then you know what I mean?
Oh, so then, so ideally, like going from here, I would set head to the first value that I pop out of the stack, right? And then from there, continue by using pointers.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Okay. I guess there would also have to be a condition there. Thinking best way to read through that.
Yeah, so if you're iterating through the head, you would want the head dot next not equal to null.
Okay. Wait, but then oh, okay. Is empty just to make sure that so if while I'm popping them out just to make sure that it's not empty, we're gonna do that. And then so I'm gonna might reset the value, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of this properly if I don't mess it up. So then so the oh wait.
I mean, it works either way. I was,
Oh,
yeah. So like,
okay. I think I understand. I think I do. So we can do this beforehand. So just okay, I'm giving up on that one. So you said that too. What that returns, and then
so wouldn't it be like the value, like head dot, like head pointer value?
oh yes, thank you. Yeah, that is
Um,
that is absolutely correct. And then so from then on, I guess do temp is equal to
I feel like that can be included in the while loop. So like you see, like while it is empty, like you start with the first one, and then the you first like change the head value, the data of it, by popping out like uh the first value from the stack, and then you just basically manipulate the head pointer again, so you go to the next one, and then it just does it while till it runs out of.
Yeah, but but you want to keep the head value at like 7, that first one. So wouldn't it be better to keep it outside of the four? That was not supposed to happen. Wouldn't it be better to keep it right before the while loop so that the head pointer doesn't change? Because what I'm trying to do with this while loop is essentially run through the stack and pop out a value through each iteration of the while loop. And through each iteration of the while loop, when I pop out that value, then put it into like the next value.
Yeah, so like if you're doing that while loop, it wouldn't be like wouldn't the first condition be to pop out the 7 either way instead of popping it out? Yeah, instead of popping it out in the outside of it, like can't you like you can also start by like popping it out. So like let's the like you could do the same thing. Head data is equal to the stack popping out, and then you can just manipulate the pointer, and then it will go again until it reaches like it reaches an empty state.
Yeah, I guess my issue is that I don't want when with every time the while loop runs, I don't want it to change the head, which is why I'm keeping it out. Is that would that be okay? Like, is it okay if I do that for now?
Yeah, I mean, like it shouldn't matter because like if the list is like the same size, you can just iterate through the head, and you don't have to make another temporary variables. So like because you have everything already on the stack, so like it doesn't matter if the head gets manipulated or not.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I'm gonna write out something real quickly. I'm not sure if I'll keep. This here and then see if I can make that work somehow. Not sure yet. I'm still trying to understand how I want to do this. So while it is not empty, obviously popping it out. That goes is oh. I see where my issue would be. It's that I'm realizing I think where my issue is. I think I'm starting to understand. Okay, well, the stack is not empty. You want my minute, huh? Okay. Okay. Let's see if this will work fine. Because I think I understand now what the issue is.
Yeah, basically, like yeah. Well, all you would need to do is the head.
Yeah. See, my issues is that now, like, if the loop keeps running, then like each time it would pop off pop off something, it would.
Oh, wouldn't it be like head equal to head dot next or head next? Because you're trying to iterate.
Oh, yeah. Oh wait.
Oh yeah, but the thing is like I said, oh yeah, maybe you should do like a temp. So yeah, maybe start with like the temp one.
Yeah, I was thinking
Or
about bringing that back because I think that's the best way to do this. So if I set temp to
yeah,
um
let me double check on that. Let me see.
thinking I'm gonna do head next is equal to temp, and then well, no, that's not really effective, is it? But I guess if I were to do that, there's definitely an easier way to think about this. I'm just not thinking about it properly. But I think so. The easiest way, actually, I think, might be to just create a new node in here with temp2. And I don't know about this part yet. And then each time through.
So I was thinking like you could set the temp like the temp one that you made at the top equal to the head again, and um basically just iterate through the temp list and change all the values, and then once oh damn.
Set temp equal to.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I think I understand what you mean by that. We shall try that.
And then you could maybe.
And then. Is equal to head, and so then you're gonna pop it off again. Then you could do temp next is equal to temp next data is equal to that next value.
Or instead of what's it called?
Would this be fine by any chance? I guess because so the logic here being that so you would start off with temp being equal to head again, and then you'd set the next data to I guess the next value that you pop out, and then just make it so that temp is now equal to the next value, and then it would keep doing that again and again. I think that might be effective. I'm not sure. I think logically it makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
Thinking, I'm not like, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not like missing, I'm not like losing data, like losing information
Yeah.
somewhere because I'm
So
writing it weird.
my concern would be like, yeah, like what happens like when you reach the end of the temp?
Hmm.
Mm, how can you manipulate it so that like what you're returning is the head of the new reverse linked list? So like if if you go in that while loop, like while it's not empty,
Hmm.
um, it's gonna go. Obviously, it's gonna go into it's empty, but like
Hmm.
it's gonna iterate through like the temp. So it would go to the first one, the second, and to the third, and then you're stuck at the last. So how can you like find a way to like once you get there, like once you have basically like uh fixed all the values for like where they're supposed to go, how
Hmm.
can you get like it to go back to point to like the actual head of that reverse list, you know? So I was thinking like
How to get the ooh, so do you mean like how
yeah,
to make sure that head is still at the beginning of that list?
yeah, the reverse thing. So yeah, I was
Um,
gonna say
mhm.
maybe like create a new variable or just like at that point like because like head doesn't even matter anymore, so you could just equal like head after temp equal to head, you could do head equal to temp, and then it should because then that copies the head.
So my, I think my logic, my reasoning here, I think was that so when I pop out that first value being the 7 and set it to
Yeah,
the head's data, that stays there for now,
yeah,
correct? But so then the goal of that next line is to setting temp to head is to um it won't change the head value itself, but it'll just make, or the head node itself, but it'll just like
yeah,
create this temporary thing that I can use, correct? And so in the within the while loop itself, now that I have like an alternate value, an alternate node that I can
yeah,
use as a representation of head, then I start iterating through and saying, okay, well,
yeah,
if you have this like first node, then it's the next node after it gets this information, and then um, essentially resetting that temporary node and saying, all right, well, now the temporary node is the old temporary node's like next value. So then it just keeps going. But I don't think the head node itself is affected past that point, past that like first, you know,
yeah,
uh, op function
yeah.
call.
So yeah, because like the temp is like the one you're changing, but like the head you only change the first one, and then like you don't go back to like changing the rest of it. That's what I was like, thinking as well. Um,
Yeah.
it would just be like honestly, like for me, it would just be like creating like another temp like
Oh.
variable. Like it would just be like as easy as just creating a temp two equal to whatever temp is before you start doing it,
Mm-hmm.
or and
Oh, I
then
see. Mm-hmm.
yeah, just something like
So
that.
like up here, if I were to create one like right beforehand and say like node temp to, um, and so then you're saying like set that to wait, I understood it like 1 second ago. Now my brain's not.
Mm.
Um, oh, okay. So then maybe if you have that, are you saying like coming down here and being like temp2 equals temp so that you don't lose that value? Or no, did I misunderstand that? I'm not sure.
I think like the temp two can just be outside of it because like
Outside of the loop? Okay.
you only need to track like the beginning, like I
Yeah.
said, because like
Okay.
yeah, with the head one, you fix the first variable, but you don't fix the rest, and but you still have like the initial head, but like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's kind of hard to explain that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that just basically
or to head. I guess it would be ideal to set it to head more so than anything, and then wait now. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding. um
yeah, it's a like a very confusing question. Like when I was asked this, I kind of like I forgot my implementation, but yeah, definitely it was like the same kind of way. It was using a stack and basically just like iterating, and it just comes down to like creating those extra like variables and stuff like that. Um,
huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty confident in the solution. I think I'm not sure where I'd bring that I think it would be correct. I'm worried as well that there might be some kind of loss of information, but I don't think so. That would be not here, but maybe, or maybe it would be. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I don't know. I stand by this to some degree.
yeah,
I'm not sure.
yeah, it
Fully
looks
correct,
correct.
but
Yeah,
obviously can't run this at the
yeah,
moment. But
yeah.
I
It
stand
looks
by.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I would just like worry, like yeah, like I said, like make sure like you're accounting for each node that
Yeah,
you're.
make sure it's not losing any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for like I guess like for me, uh, I would have just like kind of like recreated the same while loop that you did at the beginning. So like
Mm-hmm.
instead of basing it off the stack, you already know that like the that the you already know like that the temp is gonna have like the same amount of like what's it called of values. So
Okay. So would you like have a counter going in that first while loop to make sure you like remember that count and then just use that again?
not really. So like let's say in the first one you set temp equal to head, right? So now that once you iterate through that temp,
Mm-hmm.
you end up at the tail of it, and you still have the original head. What I would do with that again would be like create get somehow recreate that temp variable to let's see, to yeah somehow recreate that temp variable to like
Mm-hmm.
to just basically like either store the head that you got or create like two that like you can intertwine with. Let me see.
Okay. I think I understand.
So, oh yeah, so like oh, okay, I kind of got it. Okay, so what I was trying to explain, so like yeah, so basically like after you do the first while loop,
Mm-hmm.
your temp is gonna be at the tail,
Yeah.
and your head is still the same. So what you do is like you get like a second
Oh.
temporary variable, and you
Oh,
basically
I think. Sorry,
yeah
continue.
yeah you get like a second temporary variable after you
Mm-hmm.
like, and then you like kind of like get rid of the head again. So like you get rid of the, I mean not the head, the temp. So you get rid of the temp. The temp two kind of saves the location of saves the head of the temp two variable, and then you can manipulate. Or did I say that wrong? The temp two saves the head of the temp, and then you could what you could do with the temp is you iterate through the loop in order to pop in the values. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
once you get to yeah, because like if you get one, you're gonna iterate through it, and you're gonna pop all the values into it, but you don't have that initial head of the reverse linked list. So if you have that temp tool at the beginning that saves the temp head, then you could just return the temp to node once you're done like pushing the stuff into it.
I think I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting there. It was just like we misunderstood each other a bit.
But yeah, no, I think I understand what you mean by that.
Yeah. So you kind of like you went through it like really good. There's obviously like an optimized solution. So let me just like put that into the so you could take a look at it into the Google Doc. So here's the more optimized solution. So instead of like, figuring out like what's in the list and what's not in the list, you kind of have like you have like the current pointer, which like is the head, and you have a previous and the next. So the next is used to like go to the next value. And then we set, we get this current one. And like, I guess we set it to the previous, which is null. This doesn't like have any
like hops over it in a weird way.
It doesn't like do anything until like the second, like it goes to the second one. Cause like, then like the previous one is equal to like the current one. And then the current one is equal to the next. So it kind of like, it just like.
I can definitely see how that works, yeah. It's smoother.
See if you're sharing, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so I was like finding a way to like try to explain it. So like if this were the current, then this would be the next. And then the previous.
I think I understand how it works for the most part, yeah. So essentially like in that second line, it's essentially by saying like current next is equal to previous, which is at that moment like null. Essentially like it's setting the next value for head as null, which essentially like puts it at the end of the list because it has nothing to follow it. And then it continues to kind of like do that, like, double backing kind of thing. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. Just doing it previously. Yeah. I understand that, I think, yeah.
Yeah. It's really simple. It's just like,
it's definitely much more streamlined, yeah.
So I think that kind of like concludes our interview.